You have felt it, the slow drain, the conversation that leaves you tired, not enlightened, the interaction where you gave ground you didn't mean to give. You walk away feeling lighter in the wrong way, like a piece of you was taken and you agreed to it. This isn't about dramatic betrayals. It's about the daily quiet transfer of power. It happens in glances, in pauses, in expectations unspoken. You believe you're in a discussion, but you are in a different kind of game, one you were never taught the rules to. The problem isn't that people are evil. The problem is that you are legible. Your goodness, your consistency, your desire for fairness, these aren't weaknesses. But when they become predictable, they become a map, and a map can be used by anyone who wants to navigate you. This is not about becoming them. It's about seeing the board. It's about understanding why you feel empty after a civil conversation, why you feel lonely in a room full of people, why your pain isn't from a blow but from a slow, constant pressure. We're going to talk about understandings, not tricks, not hacks, perceptions of human behavior that once seen change how you move. Your goal isn't to win, it's to become expensive. The map of your goodness. The primary target for manipulation is not the weak. It is the good, the consistent, the person whose actions are predictable because they are principled. A person who plays with a different rulebook doesn't see your morals as a boundary. That person sees them as a schedule, knowing how long you will tolerate a slight before you speak, knowing you'll give the benefit of the doubt, knowing you'll choose harmony over conflict while assuming the same in return. This is your first vulnerability. You assume the rules are mutual. You project your own inner rulebook onto the other side. The moment you do that, you hand over control. You are waiting for decency, while the other person is simply waiting for you. Your consistency becomes the greatest tool against you. Small tests begin. A delayed reply, a subtle misrepresentation, a shifted blame. The watcher observes. If you stay polite, the advance continues. If you explain yourself, your justifications are noted. Each reaction from you is a data point. Soon, guessing is no longer required. Your pattern is known. The danger is not your kindness. It's your readability. Ethics are not feared. Uncertainty is. The person who doesn't reveal their thresholds is feared. The strategic pause. When pushed, your instinct is to respond, to clarify, to set the record straight. This instinct is your second vulnerability. Explaining yourself is an act of surrender, not of truth, but of position. The moment you begin to justify your reasoning, you invite evaluation. You are no longer acting from your own authority. You are pleading before a jury you didn't appoint. The other side is rarely listening to understand. The listening is to extract, waiting for the emotional word, the slight inconsistency, the hidden priority. Your explanation becomes a blueprint of your fears. What you need to be understood reveals what you're afraid of losing. Silence offers no surface area. What is unsaid cannot be quoted, twisted, or weaponized. A delayed response disrupts the entire rhythm. Urgency is pushed because urgency creates impulse. Impulse reveals you. When you pause, you do something profound. You force the other to sit in the silence they created. Their own pressure builds inside. Often, a rush to fill that silence follows, and in doing so, their own hand is revealed. Your silence isn't weakness. It's a vacuum. And nature abhors a vacuum. The illusion of fairness. You believe in fairness. It's a moral comfort. It promises that if you follow the rules, the world will balance itself. But fairness is a contract. It only works if all parties have signed it. When you are playing by one set of rules and the other person is not, fairness is no longer a virtue. It is a trap. It is rigidity. Your commitment to taking the high road often just means you've chosen a path with more obstacles while the direct route is taken by the other. You are busy judging what is right, while calculations of effectiveness are made elsewhere. Your commitment to fairness will be used against you. Provocation comes, and when you finally respond proportionally, accusations follow of overreacting, of being unfair. And because you care about that label, you pull back, you soften, you apologize for defending yourself. The shift here is from fairness to accuracy. An accurate response meets the reality of the action, not the fantasy of the rulebook. It does not seek to be good, it seeks to be correct. It introduces a cost without drama. It says, this behavior will have this consequence, not from anger, from observation. Ideals are not respected. Enforcement is controlled inconsistency. You have been mapped. Your reactions are known. This predictability is their security. Your most underrated tool is to become selectively unpredictable. This is not about being chaotic or erratic. It is about controlled variation. If you are always available, become occasionally distant. If you always explain, sometimes offer none. If you are quick to engage, sometimes be slow to respond. This does not make you unreliable, it makes you unmanageable. Their tactics rely on predicting your behavior to provoke a specific response. When that response doesn't come, the script fails. They are left standing there with a tool that doesn't work. This creates psychological friction. Caution sets in, thinking is required rather than executing a pre-planned play. This hesitation is where you regain ground. It's not about confusing them for sport, it's about removing the comfort of their predictability, the weight of walking away, their entire frame. Work depends on your engagement. Your reaction is the fuel. Your anger, your defense, your explanation. These are all forms of engagement. They prove you're still on the board. The most powerful move is often to leave it. Walking away is not retreat. It is a strategic withdrawal of attention. It is the ultimate silence. It communicates one devastating thing: this no longer merits my energy. When you walk away, the payoff is denied. They are left in a void. All calculations, all provocations hang in the air, unanswered. This creates a specific kind of fear, the fear of irrelevance. They are left with their own tactics echoing back, with no target. It also protects the most important thing, your own inner space. Every argument you don't have, every explanation you don't give, is energy preserved. It is a piece of your mind you don't hand over, the core of it all. Internal anchoring. All of this, the pauses, the inconsistency, the walking away, requires one thing most people lack: a solid internal anchor. Most people's sense of self is tied to external reflection. How they are treated is who they are. If someone demeans them, they feel small. If someone ignores them, they feel invisible. This is the ultimate vulnerability. If you can be made to question your own character, am I being unfair? Am I too sensitive? Is this really who I am? The fight is won without a strike. You are now fighting yourself. The work is to anchor your identity privately, to know who you are and what you stand for, not because the room agrees, but because you've decided. When that is solid, external noise loses its power to disorient you. An attempt to manipulate can be observed as just that, an external event, like bad weather. You don't argue with the rain. You put on a coat or you go inside. This internal anchor is what allows you to be calm, to pause, to be unpredictable, not from confusion but from choice. It lets you walk away not in defeat but in decision. This isn't about domination, it's about detachment. The goal is not to control them, but to control your own presence. To become a person who is not easily moved because you are not seeking validation from the move. The loneliness you feel in these games is real. It's the loneliness of realizing you are playing alone, even when there's another person in the room. The emptiness is the space where your trust used to be. This pain is the weight of carrying an unseen battle. The resolution is not a victory parade, it's a quiet return to yourself. It's the gradual realization that you are no longer tired after these interactions, that the silence feels like peace, not anxiety, that your energy is your own. You stop being an easy target, not because you've built thicker armor, but because you've become less available. You have made engagement with you a privilege, not a right. And in a world of cheap attention, that is the most valuable thing you can own. You don't outsmart them by thinking louder. You Do it by becoming still, and in that stillness, everything becomes clear.